Hello faithful viewers and welcome back to another review. This time we're looking at the Transformers Armada Deluxe Class Demolishor. Now pray for me everyone. Hopefully in this review Demolishor will not break on me. Now I say that because he holds the distinction along with Blur and others that are struggling to come to mind right this second of being one of the very first Transformers I ever got. He's in that special club. So he's old. I really hope he doesn't break because his transformation is going to be a little bit scary in one particular bit. So, Demolishor in Armada, everybody's favourite character aside from Starscream. Or is that just me thinking about him in the first part of Energon before he became essentially Ape-Face? Anyway, he is a golden boy. He's a lovely chap, really, even though he's on the wrong side of a war. He is Megatron's bootlicker, really. And he turns here into this really strange tank come missile platform. It's a very interesting design, and I like it quite a lot. Not just for a nostalgic value, but also he is just bristling, full of weaponry. Very appealing, and a very appealing colour scheme here. Not my favourite Demolishor colour scheme ever, that would actually go to his Energon variant. And actually the Powerlinx Demolishor also is quite lovely. But this one is classic. When you think of Demolishor, you think of this version. And yeah, so you've got these massive missiles up front, you've got these other like mini personal gun kind of things up here as well. He rotates at the turret. I'm trying not to knock Blackout out of position there. That's his minicon. Right in his crotch. You can rotate the turret. If you flip down this little bit here, then he can achieve a 360-degree rotation, he says. And then the figure, of course, wants to prove me wrong, doesn't it? There we go. As you can see, 360 swivel. It's just getting caught on all of these bumps and rivets and stuff that are here, there and everywhere. It does roll. Okay, yeah. Small little tyres on the undersides of these treads. A little bit of a shame that the treads themselves don't move, but that would be impractical considering what these become in robot mode. It's just a very solid feeling figure and a very solid design altogether. Primary colour is kind of like this creamy sand get-up going on. I mean, you've got this bright red complementing it very nicely. Silver along the canopy area there with a bright purple Decepticon logo. And the hatch that, you know, humans would go into to actually access the tank. Very nice detailing all along the back here, kind of like a network of cables going on, kind of like a mesh sort of sculpting there. It's very nice. It is very nice. So we'll put Demolishor to the side for a second and focus on his minicon partner Blackout, who turns into a thing. It's a tank as well, I suppose, but it's also like a communications tank vehicle thing, because you can flip up his radar dish like that and flip these cannons there, and that is the fully transformed vehicle mode, which it's fine. Blackout arguably is the easiest transformer in all of my collection to transform, because if you go up the base vehicle mode there, then literally all you need to do is that. And look, he's in robot mode. He's a pretty tall minicon, honestly. He kind of dwarfs a lot of the others. And it's a solid design. Silver blank face, nothing really going on there. It kind of does have like this weird thing over the left eye there, like a targeting kind of rangefinder sort of thing, I suppose. He has a ball joint at the shoulder. He has that hinge that allows you to move his arm back like that. And then he's got a couple of other hinges for a decent forward kick, and so on and so forth. So just a very solid minicon here. Now, things that you can do with him, if you flip this seat back round like that, then you can sit him down in a command chair, and he can operate Demolishor just like that, although I suspect that this is a play feature more inclined toward the turret mode that Demolishor can sort of make. He's, in a sense, Demolishor is a triple changer, but not really. If we pop Blackout back into vehicle mode, then something else that you can do here is plug him onto the side, and this pops those bits forward like that, and then if you push him in again, then you can fire the missiles like that. And then the final thing, if you take Blackout's head and shove it in Demolishor's no-no spot, and I'm not kidding, actually it is his ass when you think about it, because you turn that section round in transformation. Oh, Jobby would be happy, wouldn't he? But the last thing that you can do is if you return your gaze to the back of the figure like this, and you see this little grey button, and if you've got Blackout in position, then if you press this button, that didn't work, and that looks very erotic. So coming to transformation, it is very simple because this is an Armada figure from the early noughties. So the first thing you want to do is flip this seat round and back like that, and then come to the tyres and just unclip them and roll them back like that. And then you can make sure that the backs of these bits are unpegged from the seating arrangement there, and then fold all of that down just like that on both sides. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You'll notice these double hinges right at his hips, so just to hinge the legs down like that for clearance sake. If you need to, bring the seat back up just so that you can spin his waist 180 degrees without it bashing into it, and then flip it back down. And then to finish the legs and the feet off, what we want to be doing is just flipping them back like that, and there you go. The screws that hold these in place are quite tight, so you might need to put on quite a bit of force. Okay, this is the scary bit where I need you to pray for me, because we ought to do the head reveal now. And basically you grab a figure like this and you pull this canopy area apart, and this won't sound good. Okay, we did it. It's feeling very brittle at the minute, just because it's an old figure. Flip the head up like that, and then rotate the arms, bring these bits forward like that, and that is Demolishor's transformation done. And it's, again, a solid looking robot mode. It's very classic for Demolishor. This is the guy that you think of when you say that name, and yeah, he looks wonderful. The figure doesn't have a lot of playability going on for it in terms of articulation and whatnot, but in terms of gimmickry, he's fine. Look at that head sculpt. It's not exactly cartoon accurate, because in the cartoon his face was kind of like a peachy colour, and it's black for some reason here. He has one massive green eye, one smaller green eye. I suppose the bigger one is meant to be like an eye patch sort of thing. Certainly in Energon I feel like it's more of an eye patch sort of thing. You have some nice, well, all vehicle mode detail stays in robot mode. Nothing is hidden, nothing is sacrificed. He's, I don't know how you describe him. He's not exactly lanky, but he's interesting. He's very interesting. It's a very solid looking mode, and you can't complain too much about it. He stands beautifully, you know, he's got no balancing issues, courtesy of having massive heels, which just helps with any weight that this might have added to it. And yeah, he's just solid. He's a bit of a brick, but he's solid, and there's something fun about that. In terms of articulation, there isn't a hell of a lot going on here, to be honest. The head basically has nothing. He can't even turn his head. He can just do that. In terms of the arms, he has a 360 degree rotation like that, and that's basically it at the shoulder. He can't bend his arms out there. It'd be great if this guy got a legacy update. That'd be cool. And then you've got kind of a double hinge thing going on at the elbow like that, so of course you can do that. And that's kind of it. There's nothing at the hands, nothing at the fingers. He has 360 degrees of rotation at the waist, which is cool. And then in terms of a forward kick, pretty good. Good forward kick. In terms of a back kick, very good as well. In terms of a spread, if you use the hinges, then it's a strange spread, but it's a good spread all the same. Just push them back in. At the knee, I mean, I suppose it's a knee joint below 90 degrees because of this bit. So if you fan that out and just distransform him, if that's a word, then yeah, but not really. And then at the feet, you've kind of got that, I suppose. It's a transformation hinge. Overall, articulation, he's lacking. Admittedly, he is very much lacking. But he's a product of the time, isn't he? For his kind of turret mode, if you want to consider it a legit mode, then kind of we're going to whiz through it because my camera is about to die once again, just like it was the last time I reviewed a Demolisher. My camera has alerted me it's about to die. If you want to just pop him sort of half transformed into vehicle mode, and then kind of like spread his legs sort of like that, but keeping it kind of at angles, and just pop his feet back like that, and then use the treads and all of that to kind of prop him up, I suppose. And there you go. That's, I think, sort of it. And then you can take Blackout, of course, and just transform him like that and just sit him in that seat. And that's a thing that you can do, and it's sort of a third mode, but it's not a proper mode, really. I don't know what you would really call it. It's a turret of some kind, I suppose. It's very strange, but it's a thing that you can do. For comparison, here is Armada Demolisher on the left with his Energon Redeco on the right. Here he is with Powerlinx Armada Cyclonus. Here he is with Legacy Voyager class Starscream. Here he is with Armada Galvatron. And here he is with Mysterio. So overall thoughts on Demolisher, he's decent, but he very much is a product of the time, and I would be very intrigued to see if Legacy does do a modern day update of him, because I think he really does need it, honestly. He has playability features with the Minicon gimmick, but other than that, there's not really a lot going on for him. He's very limited in articulation, so you can't really pose him very much. He looks good, is his main attraction. He looks very nice. He's very accurate to how he appeared in the anime of Armada. But other than that, he's very basic. He's the sort of figure that you can transform legitimately with your eyes closed. He is not complicated, which is a benefit, but he doesn't provide much of a challenge. For nostalgia's sake, I recommend him. If you are more of a modern collector and you want a bit more out of your figure, then maybe pass and wait for an eventual updated version. If you do get this Demolisher, I mean, this specific version here isn't my favourite. It's actually my least favourite. There were 3 more versions of him that came out. There was the Crimson Powerlinx Redeco, there was the Energon one that you saw in the size comparison, there was even a Cybertron version, which is kind of like a more military camouflaged green version. All of them, I think, beat this original one in terms of colour, but by all means get this one if you want. They're all fun to an extent, but they are very, very basic, so it just depends what you want out of a figure. But anyway, I like him for what he is. So that's Demolisher. Thank you everybody so much for stopping by and checking out this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share it around to help out the channel. And until the next time, see you all later.